Good morning, students. Yes, we are again with the chapter number 3 for the accountancy, that is the change in the existing profit-sharing ratio. Yes, it's our MCQs preparation series for the accountancy chapter. Yes, students, so I am very much happy to say you that after having a great success on the Facebook and YouTube, we are again on the Instagram ID also. So students, do follow me on the Instagram. My ID is CA YOGESH Daga. That means a continuous letter in a small letters. Okay, it's a CA YOGESH Daga. So students, today we are going to do the chapter number 3, that is the change in the profit-sharing ratio. And here, like our earlier videos, the sequence is always like a fill in the blanks. Then it's your true and false. Then it will be your MCQs round, and then at the last it's a match the following line. Okay, students. So here the first round there on the screen, that is your fill in the blanks round. Have a big clap for it, so students. Yes, we are starting with the first question for this. The first question there on the screen: reserves appearing in the balance sheet at the time of admission of a partner is distributed among the partners in their dash ratio. Yes, students, I know you know this answer. This is very much simple answer, students. For your preparation only, take a pen and paper and start writing your answer. Once you make the right answer, just see my answer and correct whether you are right or wrong. Okay, students, so I am showing your answer. So the correct answer over here, it's an old ratio. Yes, students, the reserves appearing in the balance sheet at the time of admission, that is at the time of reconstitution or change in profit-sharing ratio, it is always distributed among the partners in which ratio? It will be distributed in the old ratio. Okay, so here goes the second question on the screen. Yes, second question: at the time of reconstitution of firm, if the claim of workman compensation is more than workers compensation reserve, that is your claims are more than the reserves, the amount of workman compensation reserve and the claim is transferred to dash account. So students, you are required to write guess the right answer where you will shift this. If there is an excess compensation or excess liability, then your reserves, then what you are required to do? Yes, students, it's your liability, so it will be transferred as a provision for workman compensation liability, and that too, where it will be transferred? It will be transferred on the liability side of the balance sheet. Okay, so by what name it will be transferred? It will be transferred by the name of provision for workman compensation liability, and where it will be transferred? On the liability side of the balance sheet. Okay, students. Next question. Question number 3. At the time of admission or a reconstitution, if the book value and the market value of the investment is same. Okay, students. If the book value and the market value of investment is same, then investment fluctuation reserve is transferred to dash account of the partners in their dash ratio. So you must be knowing this answer, that if the investment's book value and market value both are same, then what you will do for the investment fluctuation reserve? We know it will be distributed among the partners. On which side? It will be distributed on the credit side of the partner's capital account. Okay, so on which ratio it will be distributed? It always be distributed in the old ratio. By default, it's an old ratio. So yes, the answer, it will be distributed on the capital account of the old partners, and in which ratio? It's always in the old ratio. Okay, so moving towards the next question. Question number 4. Balance sheet prepared after the new partnership deed. The assets and liabilities are shown at dash if the revaluation account is prepared. Again, student, I am preparing balance sheet prepared after the new partnership deed. The assets and liabilities are to be shown at dash if the revaluation account are prepared. Student, we know revaluation account is prepared so as to revalue the assets and liabilities. So various assets and liabilities which are to be shown in the new balance sheet will be shown at what value? It will be shown at the revised value. Yes, the answer is the revised value is the correct option, because we are preparing the revaluation account, and any type of change in the assets and liabilities that are to be shown after the making changes only. So these changes are known as revised value. Okay, so moving towards the next question there on the screen. 5th question. On dash side, the accumulated profits as per the balance sheet is shown at the time of reconstitution of the partnership firm. On dash side, the accumulated profits as per the balance sheet is shown at the time of reconstitution of partnership firm. So where you will show this accumulated profits as per the balance sheet? Yes, students, as per the reconstitution, this accumulated profits belongs to old partners. So where you will show? It will be shown on the credit side of the partner's capital account. So yes, this one is the correct answer for the same. Okay, students, so here is the 6th question for this fill in the blanks round, and the last question for the fill in the blanks round. Workers' profit sharing fund, as shown in the balance sheet, will be shown at the time of reconstitution of the partnership firm on dash. So where you will show this, again I am repeating, workmen profit sharing fund, which is shown in the balance sheet, where you will show at the time of reconstitution of the partnership firm. I think you have made your answer and you know what is the answer for the same, since the answer is on liability side of the balance sheet after reconstitution. Why it's a liability side? Because workmen accident compensation fund and workmen profit sharing fund both are the different things. Workmen accident compensation fund, if there is no liability regarding this, it is to be distributed among the partners. Whereas the workmen profit sharing fund is the compulsory liability of the company towards the worker. They are required to pay to these workers. So this is a liability, so it will not be distributed. So where you will show, it will be shown after the balance sheet reconstitution. It will again be shown on the liability side of the balance sheet only. Okay, so right answer is given on the screen. So now moving towards the next round, and your next round is your true and the false round. Okay students, so first question here on the screen. Increase in the provision for doubtful debts will be credited to revaluation. Whether the statement is true or false, you are required to guess the right answer. Yes students, I think so you have made your answer and you know when there is an increase in provision for doubtful debt, then it is what? It is an increase in the liability. बिकॉज अगर आप डेटर में से लेस नहीं करते हो तो आपकी दूसरी साइड में वो शिफ्ट कर सकते हो। तो एसेट्स के अंदर होते हैं डेटर्स, उसमें से लेस नहीं करोगे तो आप लोग कहाँ शिफ्ट हो जाएंगे? लायबिलिटी में। और लायबिलिटीज इंक्रीज हो रही है, इट्स योर लॉस एंड लॉसेस आर ऑलवेज डेबिटेड टू द रिवैल्यूएशन। सो करेक्ट आंसर इट्स अ फॉल्स। एंड व्हाई इट इज अ फॉल्स? बिकॉज इंक्रीज इन प्रोविजन फॉर डाउटफुल डेट मींस एन इंक्रीज इन अ लायबिलिटी, और द अदर राउंड वी कैन से इट इज अ डिक्रीज इन आवर डेटर्स। डिक्रीज इन अ डेटर्स मींस अ डिक्रीज इन एन एसेट, and decrease in an asset is your loss, which is always shown on the debit side of the revaluation. This statement is false because of this reason. So moving towards the next question. Second, gaining partners compensate the sacrificing partner when profit sharing ratio changes. Whether the statement is true or false, students guess the right answer. I think you have made the answer, and if I am going fast, just pause the video and make yourself correct and then see my answer. So gaining partners compensate the sacrificing partner when the profit sharing ratio changes, and this statement is perfectly true. Why this statement is true? Because sacrificing partners means those partners who sacrifice their share for the gaining partner. So gaining partner को भी तो रिटर्न में कुछ ना कुछ compensate करना पड़ेगा, इसलिए gaining partners compensate the sacrificing partner whenever there is a change in the profit sharing ratio, and this statement is perfectly true. Okay, so moving towards the next question, question number 3. Reserves and accumulated profits are distributed in all ratio at the time of change in profit sharing ratio. So whether the statement is true or false, or whatever may be the answer, student, you must be having a logic from this series. I just making you to clear the logic so that at the time of writing your exam, you don't be having any confusion regarding in which ratio I should distribute. So reserves and accumulated profits are to be distributed in all profit sharing ratio at the change in profit sharing ratio. This statement, yes, the statement is perfectly true. Why? Because these reserves and accumulated profits are created out of the past profits. At the time of past profits, the partners were distributing the ratio in the old ratio only. So yes, when there is any type of reconstitution or a change in profit sharing ratio, these reserves or accumulated profits are again to be distributed in the old ratio, not in a new ratio. So yes, the answer, the statement is true. Okay, fourth question there on the screen. Employees Provident Fund is a part of accumulated profit reserve. Okay students, so what is the answer for this? Yes, the statement is truly false. Why this statement is truly false? Because Employees Provident Fund is a liability of the organization to be payable against the employee once the employee will retire or he will shift from one company to another company. So this one is a compulsory liability to be given to the employees. So it can't be an accumulated profits or reserve. Hence, because of this statement is false, because Employees Provident Fund is not a part of accumulated profit and reserve. It is a part of the liability. It is a part of your current liability. Okay, so moving towards the next question. The fifth question, claim of workman's compensation if more than workman compensation reserve is debited to the revaluation account. So student, whether this statement is true or false, you are required to guess the right answer. And yes, the right answer will be, if the claim for workman compensation more than the reserve, it is debited to revaluation account. Yes, the statement is true, because if we are having a claim of 10,000, whereas we are having a reserves of only 8,000, So out of this 8,000 reserves, all of the reserve will be used. So again, there is still 2,000 liabilities there. Then this 2,000 liability will be debited to the revaluation account. Why? Because this liability is a loss for the business. Any type of losses are always debited to the revaluation account. And where the second effect of this will go, the second effect will go on the liability side of the balance sheet. Okay, students. So here comes the next round. That is the round number 3rd. Multiple choice questions round. So okay students, the first question there on the screen, the need of revaluation of assets and liabilities on admission. Why there is a need for revaluation of assets and liabilities? Option number A, assets and liabilities should appear at a revised value. Option number B, any profit or loss on the account of change in value belongs to old partner. Option number C, all unrecorded assets and liabilities get recorded. Or option number D, none of the above. So students, you are required to guess the correct option from this 4 options. I think so you have made your answer, and yes, the correct answer number B is the correct option. Why? Because we are doing the revaluation of assets and liabilities so that if there is any increase in the value of assets or liabilities or any decrease, whatever may be the profit, it will be distributed to the partners, the old partners, so that after coming of the new partner or after change in the profit sharing ratio, now the assets will be shown with the new value and it will be distributed, or it will be profit sharing will be with the new ratio. So till then, if there is any revaluation, it is to be distributed to the old partners only. Okay, so this is the correct answer. Now moving towards the second question there on the screen. Revaluation account is students, this one is a very common question which is asked in the exams, and many of the students make a mistake in this. What is a revaluation account? Whether option A, it's a real account, option B, nominal account, option C, personal account, or option number D, none of the above. So students, we know the revaluation reports every type of increase or decrease in the value of assets and the liabilities, and it may be come as a profit or a loss. Since any profit and loss what is there, then it is always be referred to as the nominal account. So for yes students, for the second, B1 is the correct option, that is revaluation account is a nominal account. Okay, so moving towards the next question, the question number 3rd on the screen. The balance in the investment fluctuation fund after meeting the fall in the book value of investment at the time of change in profit sharing ratio will be transferred to. It means the question is saying what we will do for the balance of investment fluctuation fund after meeting a change in the value of investment. So out of this 4 options, which is the correct option? Option number A, revaluation account. Option number B, capital account of the old partners. Option number C, general reserve. और the option number D, capital account of old partners. Yes students, तो आप लोग को यहाँ पर आंसर परफेक्टली देना है कि जो भी बैलेंस रह गया इन्वेस्टमेंट फ्लक्चुएशन फंड का, उसका हमें क्या करना है. स्टूडेंट्स, वी नो इन्वेस्टमेंट फ्लक्चुएशन फंड में से जो भी इन्वेस्टमेंट वैल्यू होती है वो डिक्रीज करने के बाद में जो भी बैलेंस होगा वो आप लोग के पार्टनर्स में डिस्ट्रीब्यूट करना है. एंड कौन से पार्टनर्स? स्टूडेंट्स, ऑलवेज दिस आंसर इज द कैपिटल ऑफ द ओल्ड पार्टनर्स. सो फ्रॉम ऑल दिस ऑप्शन, द बी ऑप्शन इज द करेक्ट ऑप्शन, दैट इज द कैपिटल अकाउंट of the old partners. It will be transferred to that capital. Okay, so here is the right answer for this. We are moving towards the next question, the question number 4. A and B are the partners sharing profit and loss in the ratio of 5:3. Okay, on the admission, C brings a check of 70,000 as capital and 48,000 as a goodwill. Okay, no problem. New profit sharing ratio between A, B and C is 7:5:4. So what will be the sacrificing ratio between A and B? Now students, this question I have been involved in this because we are required to calculate the sacrificing or gaining ratio in this chapter. So from this question, I just want to know what will be the sacrificing ratio between A and B. Students, you know sacrificing ratio formula is old ratio minus new ratio. Our old ratio was 5:3, that is 5/8 and 3/8. And the new ratio is 7:5:4, that is 7/16 and the 5/16 or the 4/16. So what will be the new ratio, sacrificing ratio? It's old ratio minus new ratio. You take a pen and paper and solve this. Until then, pause the video. Once you solve and get the answer, you just see my answer. So the correct answer, it's a A option, that is 3:1 will be our sacrificing ratio. Okay students, so moving towards the next 5th question. A and B are the partners sharing profit and loss in the ratio of 9:3. On the admission of C for 1/5 share, land is appreciated by the 10%. Its book value was 80,000. Okay, so appreciation value, whatever may be the value, just calculate in a book or pen or paper. building is to be decreased by 20%. So what is the decreased value of building? Please do that in a book. Unrecorded debtors of rupees 1250 brought in the books because unrecorded assets is now to be recorded, and creditors of 2750 not need to be paid. So creditors are not to be paid this much amount. So what is the gain, that is profit or loss on the revaluation? Student, you just write an answer in your paper and just find the answer, then pause this video so that you get the correct answer. And I know the correct answer, and yes, the correct option is the A option, that is there will be a loss of 28,000. Why there is a loss? Because land is appreciated by 10%. So 80,000, 10%, it's 8,000 on the revaluation credit side. Just note down in the revaluation credit. Building is decreased by 20%. So 2 lakh 20% is coming 40,000. So it's a decrease. So it will be noted down on the debit side of the revaluation. Unrecorded debtors 1250 are to be brought. So increase in an asset is always shown on the credit side of the revaluation. And creditors of 2750 not need to be paid. So it's also our profit. So it will be shown on the credit side of the revaluation. So what is the credit total? The credit total is 8,000 plus 1250 and plus 2750. So total it comes to here 12,000. Okay students, on the debit side the total is 40. So whatever is the loss will be coming on the credit side of the revaluation, and this loss is 40,000 minus 12,000, that is 28,000. So yes, you will be having a loss of 28,000, and for that the A option is the correct option. And the sixth question, A, B and C are the equal partners. They wanted to change the profit sharing ratio to 4:3:2. Okay, their old ratio was equal 1:1:1. Now they want to change it to 4:3:2. They raised a goodwill of 90,000. What will be the effect of this? The four options are given on the screen. Students, you have to solve this question and then see the answer. Till then, pause this video, solve your answers and correct the right option. Students, what you are required to do, the old ratio and the new ratio both are given. So you are required to calculate the sacrificing ratio. And on the basis of sacrificing, you will get what? You will get that one partner is having a sacrifice by 1/9, and other partner is having a sacrifice. Other partner is having a gain by 1/9. So from this you will go to calculate, and yes, the correct option, I will be showing you the correct option, and yes, correct option is the D option. You will get the answer, whereas A is capital account debit, 2C is capital account 10,000, in which in your answer you will get that A is a gaining partner, whereas the C is the sacrificing partner. You just solve this answer, you will see this answer and my answer, both the answers are right. Okay, so moving towards the next round, here is the round number 4, that is match the following round. Okay students, so this one is the last round. So here is the first question for this round. First question, match the items in the list number 1 with the items in list number 2 using the codes given. Okay, so hidden goodwill at the time of admission, A, and B, goodwill appearing in the books at the time of change in profit sharing ratio. And on the other side, you are having the 4 option, that is written off in new profit sharing ratio, written off in old profit sharing ratio. PSR means profit sharing ratio. Third, total capital based on new capital partner minus total capital of old partners. And fourth, total capital of old partners minus total capital based on new partners capital. Okay students, so what is the correct option? How we will calculate the goodwill? We will calculate the goodwill by doing what? We are required to do is the total. We are required to find out the total capital of the new firm, and from that the old partner's capital is to be reduced. Then we will get the hidden goodwill. So for A, 3 is the correct option. And yes, B, goodwill appearing in the books at the time of change in profit sharing ratio. If any goodwill is appearing on the asset side of the balance sheet and no adjustment is given regarding that, then what you are required to do? You are required to write off in the partner's capital in the old ratio, and on what side you are required to write in the debit side of the partners. So yes, for the B, the correct option, it's a second number, because written off in the old profit sharing ratio is the perfect answer for the same. So you can see for the A, third option is the correct, and for the B, second option is perfectly correct. Okay, so moving towards the next question. Match the items in the list 1 with the items in the list 2 using the codes given below. So here on the left side is written decrease in the value of machine, and second point, provision for doubtful debts no longer required. And on the other side, the 3 options are provided: debit revaluation account, B option, credit revaluation account, or C option, no change. Now students, you are required to guess the correct options for this, the correct match the following. Now students, I am explaining decrease in the value of machine. If there is a decrease in the value of machine, So it's a loss for your business, and where it will be shown, it will be shown on the debit side of the revaluation. So for first point, this A option is the correct option for the match. And yes, second, provision for doubtful debt is no longer required. You know, students, provision for doubtful debt is a decrease in the debtors, and if it is no longer required, then now the debtor value will again increase. So increase in asset is our profit, and profits are always shown on the credit side of the revaluation. So for second, the correct option, yes, the correct option is the B option. So yes, there is the answer on the screen. That is, for first, A option is the correct option, and for the second, the B option is the correct option. So moving towards the last question of this match the following, the third question. Treatment of below on the change in profit sharing ratio. What you are required to do for this? Yes, first, creditors overvalued, and second, creditors undervalued. The options, there are the three options on the other side. A option, not treatment required. B option, debit revaluation account, and the C option, credit revaluation account. So students, what is the correct answer? If the creditors are overvalued, means you have recorded at a higher value, now you are required to decrease that value. Decrease in the creditors is our profit, and profits are always shown on the credit side of the revaluation. Okay, so for first, C option is the correct option. Okay, and for second, creditors undervalued. If the creditors are undervalued, it means we are now recording it at a proper value. If we will record it at a proper value, then creditors will increase. Increase in the creditors is increase in our liability. Increase in liability is our loss. So it's always shown on the debit side of the revaluation. So for second, the B option is the correct option. So you can see for first, C is the correct option, and for the second, B is the correct option. Okay, students. So yes, students, I want to say this, that now we are on our Facebook page also, now Instagram page also, and YouTube, which is going on. Students, I request you all to do like, share, and subscribe. And on Instagram, do follow my link for that. Okay, students, till then, thank you and have a nice day.